Γεια σε όλους σας, είναι ο JohnyThan εδώ και καλώς ήρθατε πίσω στο 14 Days With You. Λοιπόν, καταρχάς κάτσε να ανοίξω το φως γιατί είναι πολύ σκοτεινά. Και η ώρα είναι 6, σχεδόν 7 η ώρα είναι τώρα και το παίζω πάρα πολύ αργά και θέλω να ζητήσω συγγνώμη γι' αυτό. Αλλά τέλος πάντων, λοιπόν, παιδιά, έχει περάσει τώρα μία εβδομάδα από τότε που έχω να συνεχίσω αυτό το παιχνίδι εδώ πέρα που βλέπετε. Αλλά, πώς το λένε, δεν κατάφερα να το παίξω την προηγούμενη εβδομάδα, ήταν επειδή ήθελα να κάνω κάποια πράγματα που είχατε δει την προηγούμενη εβδομάδα τώρα που μας πέρασε. Όπως είχα πει στην Παρασκευή ότι θα πάω στο Japan Festival την Κυριακή, ότι θα πήγαινα το Σάββατο να δω το Super Mario την ταινία. Κατάφερα και την είδα την ταινία μεταγλωτισμένη και ήταν πάρα πολύ ωραία. Και πέρασα μια δύσκολη εβδομάδα, πέρασα το Σάββατο και την Κυριακή και σήμερα έκανα λίγες δουλίτσες, όπως να πλύνω λίγο τα πιάτα, να πάω να ψωνίσω κάποια ψώνια. Έχω αυτά να κάνω και από αύριο έχω να κάνω μια δύσκολη δουλειά, οπότε δεν ξέρω πώς θα πάνε τα πράγματα αύριο, αλλά ας ελπίσουμε να πάνε καλά. Αν όχι, τότε δεν ξέρω τι ακριβώς θα γίνει αύριο. Το μόνο πράγμα που ελπίζω είναι να καταφέρω να κάνω βίντεο και αύριο. Αν όχι, θα ζητήσω συγγνώμη, γιατί κοιτάξτε, είμαι ενήλικας και εμείς οι ενήλικοι πρέπει λιγάκι να φροντίζουμε τους εαυτούς μας και να κάνουμε λίγες δουλίτσες εδώ πέρα που πρέπει να κάνουμε. Αλλά τέλος πάντων, ας συνεχίσουμε τώρα μπροστά στο παιχνίδι που είχαμε συνεχίσει. Άλλωστε, έχουμε μάθει τι είχε γίνει την προηγούμενη φορά. Φιλήσαμε το Ren στο στόμα επειδή αυτή προσπαθούσε να μας τον πάρει μακριά μας και πήγαμε τώρα κάπου ήσυχα. Άρχιζε να έβρεχε, πήγαμε όλο το δρόμο σπίτι και τώρα είμαστε στην επόμενη μέρα με μία φίλη μας εδώ πέρα. Οπότε για να συνεχίσουμε τώρα εκεί που μέναμε. Angel, there you are, quick, I need your help. Okay, στην τρίτη μέρα μας, να δούμε τι θα γίνει συνέχεια. Eleanor's anxious demeanor catches me off guard and immediately do a sweep of the library for anything out of place. But I'm hardly given any times to take in surrounded before Eleanor reaches for my arms and all but drags me behind the reception counter and towards a mountain of paperwork. Stacks upon stacks of books, files, newspaper, and manila folders cover the entire expanse of their desk, and for the briefest moments it almost resembled a messy archives repository rather than her workstation. Wow. Okay. What's all this? This was supposed to be sorted out yesterday. I swear I did it already. In fact, I know I did. I remember leaving it all in Conan's office before I left work yesterday, so you can imagine my surprise when I saw it back on my desk this morning. Okay, για να καταλάβω λίγο. Τα έκανες όλα αυτά χτες και ξαφνικά όλα αυτά γίνανε ένα χάλι. Ίσως επειδή κάποιος θα έχει έρθει και θα την έκανε τη δουλίτσα σου. Ποιος ξέρει τώρα. Τέλος πάντων. Eleanor seems genuinely concerned, especially with how she's fighting about and passing back and forth in front of me. It was almost like she'd seen a ghost, and if I didn't know any better, I honestly would have believed it. Please help me if Conan finds out I somehow messed up again. I don't know what will happen. Hey, don't worry. I'll help you. And doubt Conan will get mad, you know how he is. I suppose you're right. No. Her shoulder seems to visibly relax at my words, and she into her chair with a heavy sigh. Thank you so much, Angel. Do you think you can manage to stack off books? I'll handle all of the files. Εντάξει, άμα δουλεύουμε πολλά χρόνια στο βιβλιοπωλείο, φυσικά θα είναι μια δύσκολη δουλειά, γιατί θα πρέπει να πας μετά στο επόμενο ράβι, στο επόμενο σημείο, να βάλεις τα υπόλοιπα βιβλία, οπότε μπορεί να μου ακουστεί δύσκολο, χάλια, ποιος ξέρει τώρα. Τέλος πάντων. Without missing a beat, lest our boss magically appear somewhere behind us, we immediately get to work. Okay. Time flies by quickly when I have my chatty co-worker to keep me company. She fills me in on how the freak storms caught everyone off guard, and how some of the patrons shared the same idea of seeking refugees within the library as well. Apparently Elanor was the only one around to keep an eye on things, and from the sounds of it, she seems to take on the leadership role like a pro. Still, discussing her whereabouts had me thinking. That reminds me, where did you go the other day? Nah, the other day? What do you mean? You remember Ren? The pink-haired guy? Ναι, την ώρα που ήμασταν μέσα στο τέτοιο και μας διακόψες, την ώρα που συζητάγαμε. Oh, Loverboy. Yeah, him. After we had that conversation with Ren, I never saw you afterward. Ναι, εσύ απόλυτα, γιατί το επόμενο πρωί είχαμε βγει έξω για ραντεβού, εγώ και εκείνος. Oh, let me think. I watch as she inclines her head to the side of things, and all too quickly she snaps her fingers and gives me an affirmative nod. Oh, that's right. Well, this is a bit embarrassing, but I ended up going home early. I must have accidentally bumped into something while cleaning the stock room the other day, and before I knew it, one of the shelves came tumbling down on me. It wasn't until a little while later when Conan found me and pulled me out. You knocked over an entire shelf? Miss Creston. Knowing what I was only testing, Elanor sent me a selfish smile and bows her head to hide her reddening cheeks. But now that I think about it, the shelves in the stockroom had always seemed relatively stable to me. My co-worker wasn't known for her strength, so I didn't make much sense for it to topple over that easily. But thankfully Elanor elaborates more, almost as if she could hear the gears in my head working overtime. Well, I suppose it was a tad bit odd. I mean, ναι, αυτό ισχύει. I've worked this library for more than 5 years now, and not once have I heard so much as I checked from those shelves. It does seem strange, yeah. Well, I have no doubt Conan will be interesting new storage shelves soon. Oh, speaking of, did you notice the new unwing outside the library? I suppose that sudden storm from yesterday had something to do with it. In fact, or perhaps you saw it on the news already. Some poor woman was found on a pussy. Our conversation gets cut short of a watch Eleanor's attention turned behind me and towards the flashing red light above one of the shelves. Duty calls, I guess. As soon as she stands, I shoot her an apparent smile, which she returned within apologistic one of her own and mentors her way towards the aslan. Now I left on my own these devices, I go back to sorting through the books and putting them into separated piles. Sorry. I managed to get a solid minutes to myself before the sudden sense of uneasy creeps upon me. It felt as though someone was watching me, so I take a curious sweep across the vicinity to try and locate the sources. But nothing seemed out of the ordinary. People were studying, others were quietly typing away at computers, and I could even spot the back of Eleanor's head from her spot near the fantasy fiction aside. Nothing was out of place yet. That inverting feeling of having eyes on the back of my head still indulged. In fact, now that I thought about it, it was earlier similar to the feeling I got when I was walking home a few days ago. Violet's words about someone's breaking into my apartment echo in my mind before it all suddenly dawns upon me. The supposed person watching me, could it somehow be linked? No, definitely not. Shaking my head, I try to dismiss those unsettling thoughts before they start to develop into someone more sinister. There was no one watching me, after all. There was hardly anything impressive about me to warrant a stalker in the first place. Δεν είναι σωστό κιόλας. Κάτσε ψωτό, να πιάσει λίγη φαγούρα εδώ πέρα. Καταρχάς, δεν είναι σωστό τώρα να κάνεις stalking σε κάποιον, να τον παρακολουθείς και να τον ακολουθείς επίσημα τι κάνει και επειδή βλέπει κάποια ρούχα. Αυτό δεν είναι σωστό. Δεν μπορείς να κάνεις stalking σε κάποιον. Όταν είσαι σε μαγαζί, σε βιβλία, σε βιβλιοθήκη, σε μαγαζί με παιχνίδια και αυτά, δεν είναι σωστό να τον ακολουθείς, να τον παρακολουθείς και να τους κάνεις ακόμα stalking και από πάνω. Γιατί αυτό θα το βρίσκεις, γιατί όλος αυτό θα το βρίσκει τρομακτικό και δεν θα θέλει καν να ξαναγυρίσει σε εκείνο το μαγαζί για αυτό που κάνει. I was as planned as they come, and if some asshole really did break into my house, they left empty-handed. That alone clearly proved that I don't own anything worth stealing, except maybe my limited edition attack on giant figures, but even then, I remember thoroughly inspecting my entire apartment. Once I got home, nothing was out of place, nor looked like I had been touched. Everything was as I left it that morning. Yet it still didn't explain why I was feeling this way. Fear and apprehension seems to overwhelm my sense so much that my mind barely resists the sound of something rusting, and I looked down to see that I had been worrying the peppers in my hands for the past few minutes. Have I been stressing out that badly? Jeez. I really was letting all this paranoia get the best of me? Shaking my head once more, I decided it's best not to let those thoughts fester and grow into something far bigger than it should be. No one broke into my apartment, and no one was watching me right now. I was making a mountain out of mortality, and nothing was going to scare me. Kiara, hello! Whoa! Instead of some creepy stalker dressed in a black, I was met with blonde hair and expensive-looking clothes. Was this the person I felt watching me? It was difficult to make out her words over the loud, rapid sounds of my heartbeat, so I tried my best to calm down before responding. So sorry, I didn't notice you come in. Welcome to the Color Bay Library. Can I help you with anything? No, sorry, I hope I'm soon professional enough and not wait a minute. I thought I sounded professional enough, though I'm sure there was still a lingering sense of fear in my words and a facial expression to match. But it starts to disappear as I take in the woman's appearance. Her green eyes seem oddly familiar to me, but what given it all away is how the woman slightly inclines her head to the sides as she looks over me with concern. Surely not was that. I don't support. Are you Kiara? I don't suppose. Are you Kiara? Elanor told me all about you. In the flesh, I'm actually her to visit my darling sister. Would you believe? But now you pick with my its rest. She shoots me harmless with and rests her hands atop the reception counter. Wow, even the changing of her jewelry sounds expressive, and I can't help but look at her in awe. Tell me, what else has Nori said about me? Ποιο να πούμε τώρα? Ας πούμε αυτό καλύτερα, γιατί φαίνεται λίγο fabulous έτσι. She better. I didn't propose a career in fencing for nothing. Did you know I desire her handbag? It's from my latest aspiring collect. Ah, Angel! As if I summoned Elanor herself, she emerged from somewhere behind me and joins us at the front desk. Kiara, what are you doing here? There she is. What, am I not allowed to see my little sis? Am I at work right now? You could have texted me in advance. But I wanted to surprise you, and look, I come bearing gifts. At that, Kiara places down a few bags branded with High and Prince and Desire logos. Sorry, darling. If I knew I'd be meeting you here, I would have brought extra. But I'm sure there's something for you in one of the bags as well. Pick whatever Elanor doesn't want. I genuinely wished I could be rich enough to say something like that. The sister seems fully exposed in others' presence, so I leave them alone so that they can have their moment to catch up. Ναι, σημαντικό να τους αφήσεις λίγο μόνος τους. After all, I didn't know how long I'd be since Elanor and Kiara had seen each other, and the mountain of work in front of me wasn't going to sort itself out in the meantime. But before I can suddenly slip away and sit back down, a tattooed arm boxes me in and commands my attention. And for the second time today, the expensive smell of wealth and luxury floods my sense. Only this time I knew the person it belonged to. Ah, yeah, that's a Theo. Damn, who's they? Seemingly out of nowhere, Theo appears with that familiar smirk on his face and an unbothered drawl in his tone. He's absolutely shameless with how his eyes take in both of the sisters' appearance before he's leaning more of his weight onto his arms and shooting me an unexpected look. Don't even think about it, Theo. Nah. Trust me, you don't wanna know what I'm thinking about right now. Given how he leans even closer to my side with a surly grin, I end up believing his words after all. I wouldn't put it past Theo to think up multiple ways to cause a sin in his free time. Not jealous, are you? Why would you even? Whether or not it was my sudden outburst that captures their attention, Elanor and Kiara finally seem to notice us, and I thank my lucky stars for a change to escape this conversation. Perhaps I couldn't speak off to the employees loud while everyone was busy talking. I'm sure you work here too? I've got a few things here that you could check out. Despite my disgust at Theo's blatant flirting, Elanor seems to be eating it up with a slight blush on her cheeks. Oh, actually, I'm just visiting. I don't work here, but Eleanor over here does. I'm sure she can help you out. Despite her friendly tone, Kiara seems to be passively shutting down Theo's attempts as flirting and reducing it towards Eleanor's instead. Yet Theo doesn't seem to be picking up on it, instead choosing to lean a little more against the counter so that he muscles flex under his front filtered shirt and crosses his ankles. You're not from around here, are you? I'd remember a face like yours. The name's Theodore, by the way, but cuties like you can call me Theo. Charming. I'm Kiara. And no, I'm only in town for a few weeks. I'm visiting some relatives and finding some inspiration before I head back home. Inspiring, huh? I could show you around. Well, aren't you fun? What about my baby sister? But I'm older than you. Περίμενε. Εσύ είσαι μεγαλύτερη από την Kiara. Come on, live a little Norio. You always tell me how you're holed up at work all the time. I suppose, but looks like you're in need of a bit of fun. I can help with that. Have either of you been to the aquarium yet? It opened recently. Not yet, but I'll have to give your offer a pass, I'm afraid. Aquarium's not your style? You're not my style. Ouch. Despite the low blow to his ego, signal me, Theo didn't look the least bit offered. In fact, he seems to thrived of it. But as fate felt the urge to invest, and Kiara's phone suddenly goes off and starts everyone. Sorry, give me a sec. I needed to take this call. She slips away before any of us can have the chance to respond, and without missing a beat, Theo immediately takes her previous spot beside Elanor. And what about you? Me? Don't see anyone else around, Princess. Oh, I think it'd be fun, but I suppose it would be a bit awkward if it's just you and me. Ναι. Λίγο ντρέπεσαι. Μπορείς να τη λες ότι είναι όμορφη και τέτοια, αλλά άμα της λες τώρα κάτι μπροστά σε άλλους θα ακουστεί λίγο τροπιαστικό. You heard her, Dolly. As I finally acknowledging my precious, Theo turns to me with an expressing look on his face. Why don't you tag along? I'll even see if Leon wants to join the fun. I'll be like a double date. At that, Elanor visibly seems to relax a little bit. I spare a quick glance in her direction, and I can pick up on the barest hint of a hope in her eyes. Wait, she wanted to go on a date with Theo? I don't know, Elle. What? Got better things to do? Look, I'll pay for everything. I can even pick you up as well if you want. Sounds good. Not that I'd ever openly admit it to Theo, but his offering was finally starting to sound charming. Θα δούμε αυτούς τους δύο να πάνε ραντεβού όπως εγώ πηγαίνω με το Ren. Για να δούμε. I mean, food and free outing, it was too good to refuse, however. Να έρθω μαζί τους τώρα. Με καλάνε να έρθω μαζί τους τώρα. Να έρθω μαζί τους. Η αλήθεια είναι ότι εγώ βγήκα με το Ren. No thanks, fine, but only if Leon will be there. Εντάξει. Θα το κάνω μόνο για την Elanor. Επειδή είμαστε καλοί φίλες και συζητάμε και όλα αυτά, ας το κάνουμε μόνο για την Elanor. Γιατί όχι. Ας πούμε και κάτι. Ας βγούμε λιγάκι εκεί έξω, να δούμε πώς είναι ο κόσμος. Elanor seems to brightness at that, and her smile just about makes it all worth it. There we go. Knew you weren't gonna click out on us. Then it's settled. Leon and I will meet you both here tomorrow after work. What time do you finished? Earn about... Conan? There you are, Angel. I didn't realize you were busy. Finally, it was as if someone had heard my prayer this time. Conan emerged from somewhere behind me. What was up with that today? And offers me an escape from the current conversation. And without missing a beat, I turn towards my savior and spare him a thankful glance. I make sure to silently apologize to Elanor as well, clearly unseen with the thought of leaving her alone with Theo, but she seems all too happy with how she subtly shoos me away with a hand behind her back. Sure, can slip away for a moment. Did you need something? Καταρχήν πώς τώρα το παίζουμε. Σχεδόν 30 λεπτά είναι αυτά τώρα, οπότε ναι, θα είναι καλή ιδέα τώρα να το σταματήσουμε μέχρι εδώ, όταν είναι τώρα σχεδόν 30 λεπτά, αλλά ναι, θα το σταματήσουμε μέχρι εδώ. Λοιπόν, ήταν πολύ ωραίο το επεισόδιο, πρέπει να πω σήμερα. Μάθαμε τώρα ότι η φίλη μας αυτό το πρωί έκανε αυτό και εκείνο. Πώς το λένε, πιάσαμε έτσι λίγο τη συζήτηση με εκείνη. Κάναμε κάποιες συζητήσεις τώρα, το πώς τι έκανε την επόμενη μέρα όταν εγώ πήγα έξω με τον Ren. Ξαφνικά βλέπουμε τη μεγάλη της αδελφή, ή και την μικρή της αδελφή, σωστά έλεγα. Και ξαφνικά έρχεται ο Theo και καλεί την Angel, όχι εμένα, εγώ είμαι Angel, τι λέω, την φίλη μας για φαγητό ή κάτι και καλούν εμάς. Και εμείς τώρα λέμε, να έρθουμε καλύτερα μαζί τους. Το σκέφτηκα και λέω ότι, φυσικά, ας κάνουμε κάτι άλλο. Παρόλο που πήγαμε πρώτο ραντεβού με τον Ρεν, ας περάσει λίγο χρόνο με φίλους. Γιατί, και φίλοι είναι σημαντικό να περνάνε λίγο χρόνο και να βγαίνουν έξω να κάνουν αυτό και εκείνο. Αλλά τέλος πάντων, ας σταματούσα μέχρι εδώ αν είναι. Αν σας άρεσε, μην ξεχάσετε να βάλετε μια εγγραφή και να αλλάξετε αυτό το βίντεο, παιδιά. Θα μάθουμε την άλλη εβδομάδα τι θα γίνει στη συνέχεια με το ραντεβού που θα κάνουν εκείνοι οι δύο για πρώτη φορά να μαντέψω. Και να μαντέψω ότι αυτοί οι δύο θα τα βρούνε. Ποιος ξέρει, ό,τι δείξει. Αλλά τέλος πάντων. Σας αγαπώ, παιδιά. Μην ξεχάσετε να βάλετε μια εγγραφή και να αλλάξετε αυτό εδώ το βίντεο. Και πάντοτε θα σας δω στο επόμενο βίντεο. Γεια σας!